Hi, Ben. Thanks for coming in.
Sure, thanks for having me.
What I'd like to do today is ask you a series of standard questions, which we ask all the candidates for this position. You'll see me taking some notes in this interview guide. This ensures that our interviewing process is fair and that all candidates are considered using the same criteria.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I haven't really had time to look at your resume or your application, so maybe you can just tell me a little bit about yourself.
Okay. Well, as you can see, I was laid off from Starlight Communications. I worked there for 3 years on their help desk, mostly working with internal employees, troubleshooting systems over the phone, that type of thing.
Knowledge check. Let's take a minute and check what you've observed so far. Answer these knowledge check questions to apply what you've learned in your reading this week and ensure you're on the right track.
That sounds like great experience. What else did you do there?
Well, I was a phone rep, so that's mostly what I did. Employees would call in when they were experiencing problems with their desktop systems. It could be either a hardware or software problem, and we would consult our knowledge base, and of course we had training too, and help them with their issues. We could take control of their desktop using special software too, which helped a lot.
Great. So you have customer service experience. We're definitely looking for that. I think that would definitely help you here. We get a lot of calls from customers who need help with using our website. What did you do before you worked at Starlight?
Well, I worked at my parents' plumbing supply store. I was taking college classes too. I got an associate's degree at Mott in business, and I worked around my schedule at the store. You know, answering phones, helping customers, doing some billing and computer work.
How many hours a week did you work there?
About 25 or 30. It depended on how busy it was. I liked it. But Starlight was more a professional job. I was kind of hoping it would turn into a long-term thing, but that didn't work out. I know they are still laying off people there.
Yeah, I heard about that. It's really unfortunate. We've gotten a lot of applications from former Starlight employees. Are you able to work the schedule that was posted in the ad from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m.?
Sure, that wouldn't be a problem. I'm still taking some classes, but I can work around that.
Good. I have some questions now about your previous work experiences. Tell me about a time when you had to give bad news to a customer, when you knew your answer wasn't going to make him or her happy. How did you handle it?
Let's see. There was one employee at Starlight who called the help desk literally 2 or 3 times every week. Often the technical problems she experienced were caused by her. She would inadvertently delete files or start messing around in her registry. Obviously, I couldn't tell her that she was the reason her system wasn't working properly. I found the best strategy was to stay calm, offer her empathy, and make sure she understood that I wanted to help her. For instance, I'd say, "Oh, it's so frustrating when you can't find the files you need. Let me see what I can do to restore anything you can't find." I found if I stayed calm and neutral, she would become calmer and more neutral too. She actually used to ask for me every time she called, which became a problem in itself.
It sounds like you did a great job helping her. We do get customers who use our website frequently to check their account balances or conduct other transactions, and they can get confused too. Okay, next question. Have you had any sales experience in your previous jobs?
No, not really. I mean, I sold things at my parents' store, but it was mostly to plumbers who knew what they needed to buy. So it was more fulfilling their orders than sales. Is there sales involved in this job? I thought it was a customer service position.
Well, while the job is customer service focused, there is a sales component too. For instance, if you talk to a customer who just has a checking account with us, you would offer other banking services the customer might find useful. In training, customer service representatives learn to match customers with products to make sales offers that make sense.
Oh, I'm not so sure how I feel about the whole sales thing. I'm not really into telemarketing. I'm just not sure how good I'd be at it.
Knowledge check. Let's check in again about how the interview is progressing.
Well, let's just keep going, and we can talk about that later. If you're offered the job, we can talk about it, and I can tell you more about it, and we can decide then, okay?
Sure, okay.
I know you haven't worked specifically with banking products before. Can you tell me about the complexity of the computer systems and the products you've worked with in the past?
You might not think it, but plumbing products are pretty complex. There's residential and commercial, kitchen plumbing, bathroom plumbing, sinks, toilets, showers, garbage disposals, even ice makers. There are literally thousands of products and tools associated with plumbing supplies. Even though I'm not a plumber, I had to understand how to make product recommendations and know which products went together. We used thick product catalogs and website databases. It was a job just to learn how to use them. And it's kind of a fast-paced environment. Plumbers aren't really patient when they just want the supplies to get a job done.
I bet.
And at Starlight, it was pretty much a call center, so we had to use a help desk ticketing system to enter in caller information and create tickets and make notes. Then, if a situation needed follow-up, you had to find your ticket and work in it before you closed it. We also used a knowledge base that had information about all the products we supported and basic troubleshooting wizards to help with common problems.
Great. So it sounds like you're comfortable with computer work. What's your typing speed?
I think it's about 65 words a minute. That's what they said at the staffing agency I went to last week.
Great. This job can be very fast-paced, and much of it is performed independently. For example, when you're logged into your phone on a busy day, you can receive a steady stream of calls from the time you arrive in the morning until the time you leave. And while you have a supervisor and your coworkers to assist you, you work mostly independently. For most of the day, it's you and the customer. Have you ever worked in that type of environment?
At Starlight, we worked in a call center environment. At the beginning of our shift, we logged into the ACD and, on many days, received a steady stream of calls all day long. During busy times of the day, there would be calls in queue too. I'm pretty used to that environment. I had a supervisor, but he took calls too, so he wasn't always available.
So that's an environment that works for you.
Yeah, I'm used to being the guy that everyone asks for help. At Starlight, when my supervisor was out, I was the point person for escalated issues and questions. I enjoyed it. It kind of breaks up the day a little bit, and I thought it was fun.
Great. That's very much what the environment is like here, so I'm glad you feel comfortable working in that environment.
Sure, it's fine. I mean, I worked in a family business. Trust me, that can get pretty hectic and crazy.
I'll bet.
I really just want to find a company that is stable. I like customer service, and I think I'm pretty good at it. This job seems like a really good fit.
You seem like a good fit. I think your background and your education are a good match. Okay, just one more question. Why should I hire you?
Well, I'm a hard worker, and I'm good with people. I take direction well, and I'm used to this type of environment. I'm reliable, and I really learn fast.
Knowledge check. Let's answer 2 more questions that test your knowledge of what you've observed so far.
Great. Well, Ben, do you have any questions for me about the company or the job?
When are you looking for someone to start?
As soon as possible, really. When are you available?
Oh, I'm available now. I was laid off early last week, so I'm ready to go back to work right now.
Good. Well, I'll give you a call before the end of the week and let you know what we've decided. If you're hired, we have a class that starts in 2 weeks, so that's when we'd want you to start. We do have to do a background check and a drug test before you start, so all that could be done during next week.
Oh, ma'am, that sounds great. I'd really like that. I'll wait for your call.
Okay, let me walk you out.